news, continuing in the good news. Apparently, the Liberians have got to go home.
Let's talk about Liberia real quick.
Yes.
There's a great article that I read at Breitbart not too long ago that Liberia, which in their constitution, the only people who can be a citizen of Liberia are black. No other race. Again,
Right.
race is not a social construct to the Liberians, as Dave Reich is pointing out. Guess what, guys? We were wrong. This isn't true. Well, the Liberians have that enshrined in their constitution, which was modeled after the U.S. Yeah. Well, just like the Zimbabweans who are upset about the fact that there's no food production where they allowed white Rhodesians to come back. Liberians now want to relax that and allow non-blacks to become citizens of Liberia, which, by the way, it's a nation that in 2013, 73% of its gross national income came from foreign aid. So I'm sure there's going to be a line out the door of white Americans trying to get dual citizenship with Liberia.
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be a crush on from all around the world. Europeans, Asians, a whole lot of Japanese would love to be Liberian, let me tell you.
I'll tell you.
It's going to be the latest fad.
And the good news that you mentioned, Mr. Taylor, is the fact that there are 4,000 Liberian immigrants within the United States who have lived here for decades. They're about to lose their temporary legal status. Actually, I believe it's today as March 29th when this goes... 2 days
March
from now.
31st.
2 days from now.
Yeah.
March 31st when this goes into effect, and they're going to be forced to go back to Monrovia.
But they're going to have a year, I think. They're going to have a year to pack their bags. But what is so annoying about this is that they were here because of the unsettled conditions in Liberia, civil war, et cetera, But every 18 months, Presidents George W. Bush and Barack Obama said, no, little dears mustn't be forced to go home. We need to keep them. And it takes a Donald Trump to say, look, deferred enforced departure is something that is only deferred. It's not permanent. It really gets my goat when these people say, well, okay, because of our lackadaisical enforcement, they've been here so long, they've gotten used to it, we can't enforce the law now. No, that's the way it is. And finally, we have somebody who is prepared to say, your time's up. And he did that, of course, with the 50,000 Haitians who've been here since 2010, since the earthquake. I mean, the earthquake stopped. The earthquake is over. Fellas, you all can go home. And there are apparently 27,000 U.S.-born children who also lost their temporary protected status. I must say, I'm just not grief-stricken when the rules are actually enforced. They make it sound as though we owe them something, but that is the present mentality.
Yeah, this temporary protected status, again, like you said, he just ended that for 200,000 Salvadorian immigrants living in the U.S. since 2001, when, of course, another earthquake. We've talked about this before.
Yes.
This was a big deal. That group was given, just like the Haitians, 18 months to leave the country. Of course, during that time, they'll probably go ghost. Who knows where they'll end up? Find ways to, just like in that great Lovecraft story, The Horror at Red Hook. They'll find ways to sneak into buildings where we never see them again and hide in the shadows.
Oh, I bet some of them will try to get married to U.S. citizens. Who knows what they will do? At one time, Haitians were streaming across the border into Canada, as you recall. But even the Canadians had enough of that. And they said, no, we're going to kick you right back. At first, they were all virtuous and saying, look at those bad Trump-led Americans being mean to Haitians. But after a certain number, they decided that Trump must have been right about that after all. But then...